Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to, of course, you know my co-host Mike Collins. He's here with me more times than I can count. Today he and I are going to start part one of love languages and knowing your love language. So stay with us.
I've got to show the world all that I want to be and all my abilities. There's so much more to me. Somehow I'll have to make them just understand. I got it well in hand, and oh, how I planned. I'm spreading love. There is no need to fear, and I just feel so good every time I hear.
I want to say welcome to everybody that's here, and I'm supposed to be streaming on YouTube and Facebook, but I'm not seeing excuse me, I'm not seeing Facebook, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. I don't know how many have heard of Dr. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages, but we're going to go through that, and this is fair use commentary. We're going to be reading it, not going to show any clips or anything like that, but I do want to give him all the credit and all the acknowledgement and say that this is his theories of what we're going on. Mike and I have kind of discussed it. What we're going to do today is just tell you what the 5 love languages are and give you a chance to kind of work this into your week, and we'll be back next week with more. But I'm going to go through one, and then Mike's going to go through one, and we're just going to go back and forth. So, good morning, just being me. I was talking about you yesterday and you being the best mod in the world because you always have my back. You're always here, and you are so precious to me, and I want you to know that. Now, back to love languages. I'm going to go through one. Mike's going to go through one. Anyone with any comments, questions, concerns, you can either join us up here just a minute, and I will send the link, or leave it in the questions in the comment section. Okay, there's the link. The first love language is words of affirmation. Thank you. Words of affirmation, and that is not necessarily, see, my husband, this is one of his. It's not necessarily saying, attaboy, you did good, giving a pat on the back. He sees that as condescending. However, I tell him every single day, I love you and I appreciate everything you do for me, for us, and for our families. It means so much to me, and I just appreciate you for that. And he responds very well to that. He's less critical. Whenever he has said things that hurt my feelings, I don't jump back. I kind of get real quiet and tune into myself, and he has picked up on that. So whenever I give him words of affirmation, he is less likely to come back with something ugly. Who would? Um, but that's one of his love languages, and it's one of mine. But I'm multilingual, you know that I got to jump all over the place. But that is one of my best ones.
Yeah.
And Mike, your
Yeah. So the next one is acts of service. This is my love language. Refers to experiencing love when other people do things for you. Extravagant gestures may be appreciated from time to time, but this love language is more about the other person showing that they're thinking and caring about you by going out of their way to do little things like helping around the house. Acts of service can also be free, but they do usually take time, effort, and consideration on the part of the other person. Some people who speak this love language often believe that acts of service should simply be part of a relationship once this is identified as your love language. It can be important to communicate it to your partner. It will let them know that they can use this love language to communicate with you, but it will also let them know that when they do things for you, it's more than just doing things for you. It's showing how much they care.
and that's true. That is very true. Um, that's one of mine as well. And Mike and I were talking earlier. That's one of my husband's. He does not take me for granted or take advantage of me. But through the years, when he comes home from work, he goes and gets his shower, and then he comes back and he'll hug me then because he won't touch me after he's been at work all day because he's around so many people and my immune system is weak. That means a lot. The lack of physical touch as well as um, physical touch whenever he gets out and hugs me and kisses me. So that's one of both of ours. And a person with physical touch, I'm going to read my notes. A person with physical touch as their primary love language feels love through physical affection,
Mm,
aside from sex. Okay, y'all, aside from sex. They feel loved when their partner holds their hand, touches their arm, gives them a massage at the end of the day, kisses them on the cheek, gives them a hug. This person's idea of a perfect date might include cuddling on the couch with a glass of wine and a good movie. They simply want to be close to their partner physically. And I find that one to be a lot of both of ours. I mean, we love sitting and watching TV at the end of the day together. We hold hands still, you know, we're in our 50s, I'll leave it at that, and we still like to hold hands.
yeah.
That's not just a young person
Tell
thing.
me about it. Yeah, and I hear you. Quality time is me and my wife's definitely. Mine is acts of service. That's my big thing. You know, I like looking after my wife, taking care, cooking, baking, things like that, and this, seeing what joy that gives her. That I've done this for her, and brings me joy. So
Do y'all
definitely,
go
go on.
ahead?
Yeah, I
Uh,
was just gonna say, yeah, that's my way of showing my affection.
Do y'all cook together any?
No, 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 no. That's my
Really?
that cooking and baking's my time and my space, but she then appreciates it because she likes that because she doesn't. I've kind of taken that over that role. She knows I enjoy it and she likes my cooking and baking, so it kind of works.
Well, I'm gonna
And
tell y'all a secret, so don't
yeah,
tell anybody. My kitchen is my space too, and I don't like it invaded. So you stay on the other side of the bar. I'm gonna be over here. However, however, we do cook together sometimes, and that's enjoyable. He cooks like um, when we have a crab boil or something like
yeah.
that. He cooks in a big stock pot on a propane grill outside. So that's his time. He loves doing that. I let him do that, and I am so appreciative of it because I love seafood.
Oh, me
But
too. Mm.
we also do our first fish fries together. But
Oh,
like I
yeah.
said, that's few and far between. But yeah, I don't complain when he's in there, but I sure don't like anybody in my space.
I hear you. That's how I am with the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What would be another one of yours?
Physical touch.
Yeah, that's what I was saying a minute ago. How,
Physical. Yeah, go
what
on.
does physical touch mean to you?
Mean to
For
me,
examples.
it's letting your partner know that you're there, that you care for them. It's showing love through your touch. So it can be something as simple as a little foot massage, a little stroke of the face,
Yeah.
holding hands, just having connection, just staying connected by touch in some form that is can be comforting for your partner, and letting them know that I'm here and I'll always be here, and this is how I show my love through my touch, and you know.
Um, Another one is quality time, and I think we kind of touched on that. But people with the love language of quality time are looking for quality more than quantity.
There you go, exactly.
So you don't have to be with somebody 24/7. Everybody needs their personal space. But when I invite you or you invite me into that personal space, and it's maybe only for a few minutes a day, it may be an hour a day, whatever it is, that quality time is planning something without them knowing it,
Mm,
that they say, come on, I we're not going to sit on the couch tonight. We're going to go, I'm going to take you out, or let's go for a walk in the woods because we got a lot of woods around us. um, let's go for a walk in the woods and go find that creek that runs behind our house. Just stuff
that's
like
nice.
that.
Yes.
That means a lot to me. Um, my husband, now I understand this, I respect this. His workshop is like my kitchen, and I understand that's his place.
His man
Uh,
cave.
that's the man cave. I had some stuff I wanted to sand on some of my arts and crafts, and I asked him, now I have a Dremel and everything, but I asked him, I don't want these particles flying around the house. Can I come out there with you and just set up my table right outside the shop so I can use your electricity? But you can come show me some tips and tricks, and then I'm not going to invade your space, but I'm going to be with you out here. And that's good at times. Um, he feels he feels needed, especially whenever I need him to explain to me different stuff.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So just that little bit of quality time and being together, even if you're in the same room doing your own thing, we're still together. And that means a lot to me. And yes, quality over quantity, because quantity can lead to arguments. It can
Yeah.
be too much.
Yeah, overwhelming. It can be too overwhelming, and we need our own space. We can be together, but we still need our own space. Like
Right.
you got your space, which is the kitchen. He's got his space, which is his workplace, his workstation, or what have you. So you have your places where you can focus, do mindful stuff, and just have chill time without
Right.
getting in each other's space and way. And you need that in a healthy relationship. You need your own interests.
Yes, you
You,
do.
you,
And like cooking relaxes me.
me too.
Doing my resin crafts and everything, that's
Mm,
relaxing to me. I love it. It kind of like clears your mind, and that goes into the mental health part of
there
this
you go.
channel, is
So
being able to clear your mind and to be able to be you with you and appreciate yourself as well. If you don't know your love language, you really can't know somebody else's, because you have to be in tune to what you feel and then be able to feel what somebody else feels in turn. Like let's see, make sure we got them all before I do. Receiving gifts is one of them. Now, I'm not somebody who loves to receive gifts. That's
Mm,
just not me. If you do it, fine. I appreciate it and I love you for it, but I don't need gifts. However, I like to give gifts. Um, like with my arts and crafts, I give that to people. I like to share my knowledge with people on my
mm,
channel with my allergy friendly cooking. I I like to help people that way too because just be, yeah, Tina, cooking's my happy space too, and being able to teach people with allergies how to actually enjoy cooking and enjoy eating again because you're not really restricted. You just have to learn what you can and cannot do.
yeah,
And
100%.
to be able to help somebody with that means so much to me. And that to me is like giving a gift. But I don't have to have them. Um, what I would recommend is like with your spouse, just a couple of days, because we're gonna meet back up here next week. We're planning on meeting back up here this. I'm tell you what, the devil jumps in on mine and Mike's time at times, and we just can't get it to work out. But our plan
Um,
is to do a
yeah,
series once a week,
definitely.
and next week we're gonna dive more into it. But for this week, just see what your significant other, your partner, responds to most. Is it being told, I love you, I appreciate you? Any other words of affirmation that fit y'all? Or quality time, physical touch, acts of service. Now, I like acts of service too. My husband folds the laundry at times,
Mhm.
and that means so much to me because I hate doing laundry. Doing dishes doesn't bother me,
Mm,
washing doesn't bother me, scrubbing and mopping doesn't bother me. I hate folding clothes, and I don't know why. It's the easiest thing. Hey, Lisa, I dropped the link. Here, I'll drop it again if you want to come up. Lisa is the one that did the show with me yesterday,
oh, hi,
and
Lisa.
I told her I thought this would be good to incorporate in with her mentoring. But try the different things and see how your partner responds most to them. Um, Lisa, can you hear me? Because I see you saying hello twice. Well, if she hears me, she can't. Um, if she can't hear me, she can't answer me. Hold on, y'all. Well, I've dropped the link if she wants to come up, and
Cool.
that would be awesome. But Mike, what else? What else do you have? Oh, we were talking beforehand, and I really want you to talk about this. I'm bringing Lisa up,
Cool.
so we're all three together. I don't like that. Hold on.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Fine and yourself?
I'm
How
good.
you
Thank
doing,
you.
sir? How you feeling?
I'm very good, thank you.
That's
Lisa,
good.
this is Mike Collins. Mike, this is Lisa's real spill.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Um,
you. I've
you're
heard
gonna love
many good
his
things about
insight.
you.
Y'all will love each other's insight, I think, because all three of us can bounce off each other pretty well. But Mike and I were talking beforehand about how love is a choice and hate is a choice. It depends on where you give your energy. What you feed will live, what you starve will die. And um, I'm going to say you need to, because I really believe in this. If you're full of hate and resentment, that's what you're going to be, a hateful, resentful person. So that choice is yours, whether to love or hate. And Mike had some good points on that. So I'm going to let him go.
I was just making points around situations where before my dad passed away, I really, I thought I really hated him, and that was down to me really being disappointed with the father he was. And once I got the understanding of why he was the way he was, that helped me accept, forgive the things he had done in the past that I disagreed with. So it wasn't a hate; it was more of a disappointment.
Right.
And I think it's the understanding. I think that's where the lines can be blurred, and we can believe it's a different emotion, but we have to do the soul searching, and we have to start digging deep to find out the why things,
Exactly.
why people that are the way they are.
Get to
And
the root of it.
yeah, you have to get to the root of it. I think that's important. And I've done a lot of that in my life, where if I've been, feeling hate towards a family member, a friend, or whatever, I look at kind of the why, where does that come from, and
Right.
trying to understand where the emotions are coming from and dealing with that and moving forwards, because it doesn't do you any good holding on to that. It festers away, eats away at your soul and your own being. So it's important to move through it, work through it, so you can move forwards, because it does us no good.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. Lisa, did you get a chance to read what I sent you yesterday?
um no, I didn't.
Okay. Did you hear us talking about the love languages?
I didn't know. I didn't come in on that part.
Okay. I'm going to read through them real quick for you
Okay.
and see how you could incorporate some of this into your tutoring. The love languages are: number one, words of affirmation; number two, quality time; number three, receiving gifts; number four is acts of service; and number five is physical touch. And the object is what, first of all, find your own love language. What do you
Mm,
respond most to? Because you have to know yourself before you can really know anybody else. You have to love yourself. And Lisa and I talked a lot about this yesterday, but you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else.
100%.
So, with those five things in mind, Lisa, do you think that could be incorporated into your tutoring people or mentoring people?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Um,
because you
Go
know
ahead.
what? Some people that I talk to are dealing with uh how can I put it? Are dealing with relationship issues.
Mm,
Like this is where like some people used to love themselves and stuff until they entered into this relationship.
I hear you.
And now that they're into this relationship, the person has basically beat them down
Mm,
mentally, where they have lost their self-love.
yeah.
So yeah, that could come in hand, you know.
What I did a little challenge on before you came on here. We're gonna make this, Mike and I are gonna make this a Lord, somebody spam in my chat.
What the hell?
Tina,
Get
are you still here? If you're here, can I blocked, but they're on the troll farm. I keep blocking the user, but okay, I got those. Um, hold on, I got one more. What I said beforehand, before you came on, Lisa, is there we go. Wow, everything keeps popping up. There we go. Um, what I said beforehand was kind of go through the week this week and see what you respond better to and what your significant other responds well to, whether it be words of affirmation like thank you, I appreciate you, little things like that. And then quality time is take an extra 5 or 10 minutes just to spend together, or an hour, or whatever you can give, instead of um, like sitting there reading the newspaper. Well, we don't have newspapers anymore, but sitting there playing a game online or something like that. Spend that with your significant other.
Yeah.
Um, and then receiving gifts. It's like I said, receiving gifts is not one of my love languages because I really don't need gifts, but I love to give gifts.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I
yeah,
like to give. I'm more of a giver.
me too. I'm much more of a giver than a receiver. Um, Acts of service, like helping with the dishes, folding the laundry, or such as that, cooking dinner one night, cooking breakfast one day. And then physical touch, hugging. Physical touch has nothing to do with sex necessarily. Um, to go
But
by, that's
yeah,
okay. That's okay, Tina. Um, to go by your significant other and hug them, or just put your arm around them for a minute, kiss them on the forehead, do little acts like that, and see what they respond better to in order to find their love language. And once you know yours and you have found theirs, that really brings the relationship closer together.
Right.
And I just it has helped mine, and I've done these things, and I didn't tell my husband. Now I went over the book. I read the book a long time ago, and he was like, whatever. But so I didn't say anything this time, and I just started doing them, and he has responded very well to the things I've done. So I'm like, okay, I've got to do this more, and I've got to do that more.
yeah. No, no.
And
I also think it's important to be balanced because you can be in relationships where you give so much of yourself you have nothing left,
right.
Yeah.
and the other person isn't given at all; they're just taken.
Mm-hmm.
So I think why these discussions are so important is that open communication. I think that's such a key foundation for any relationship is communication.
Absolutely. And I know Lisa probably deals with this a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
About the other person taking and not giving at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you speak to that, Lisa, because let me say again, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a
Mm,
social worker. Um, I'm strictly going by Dr. Gary Chapman, fair use and commentary of his materials. For educational purposes only. And yeah, I give all the credit to him. So I take none of the credit for any of this. I'm just spreading the word.
but
So
you have a PhD in life experience though.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think all three of us sitting right
You
up.
know, so the University of Life. You've studied in that.
Absolutely. We have learned how to get up after being knocked on our
Wow.
butts, and
Yeah,
now how to help other people up.
yeah.
And that's a big part of it.
It
I
is.
I Everybody that watches me knows my faith. They know I am very spiritual, and I believe that everything that happens for a reason, whether it be good or bad, and whether it seems like there's no good that could ever come from this, situation. And then knowing that you're helping somebody else up out of that situation, you kind of see where it came from. And
Definitely,
like
definitely.
I was telling Mike beforehand, we were talking about me being an empath and being able to feel what the next person feels. And if I can help one person,
Mm,
I'm happy, because that one person can go help another person who can go help another person, and it keeps going. And I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah. Our mess is our message.
Absolutely. Our test is our testimony.
Yeah. I believe in that. And whilst you're going through that, it's painful and you're wondering why me again. And
Right.
but when you come out the other side of that, you see what you've gained, and that's more life experience. That's the skills or the skill set. Now if something else comes up, you're going to know how to
Right.
navigate and move through it now because you've been through it. So it for me, life's a learning curve, and that's how I.
Absolutely.
And it's trying to make the most of it and learn from it and move forwards always and look to the light no matter how dark it can get. Try and look to the light because where there's light there's darkness, and where there's darkness there's light. So
Absolutely. And once light is shown into the darkness, then darkness is no more.
there you go.
And Lisa, I know you know what we're talking about because,
Oh
girl, you
yeah.
got that life degree just like we do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you're helping people, and that
I love
is such a good place to be.
I love that.
Yeah. That's the best part for me is helping others.
Mm,
I like to see people blossom, like
mm,
Absolutely.
become the best version of themselves. It's it's very I have that's why doing this I like it, but I also have to stay spiritually connected,
right.
right? Because the dark side of it, like when you coming in
Mm,
and you just starting out with someone and they very dark in a dark place, and like I can
mm.
feel that. I can feel it.
Yeah, I can too.
And so, uh at that time, if I'm not careful, it'll put me in a bad place.
Oh, of course,
That,
definitely.
You know what I'm
that's what I
saying?
was. That's what I was telling Mike. Sometimes you feel so much of one person, you have to distance yourself for a little bit because that becomes overwhelming to you.
Mm.
Let me stop for just a minute. Mike, uh, just being me, can you put both of their links? I'm gonna get down to tell you what they are, and can you please post them in the comments? Mike, tell where you can be found first.
It's actually there on my name handles. Does that show up on the screen? That at
It's cut off because
okay, let's
all
just
of
show.
us are up here.
Yeah. It's at one Mike's keeping it 100. That's on IG. My YouTube channel is the King's Forum podcast show. Yeah, well, I'm like 100 and what is it, 110 episodes deep. So
Good.
yeah, I've been
Good
going for a year and a
job.
half. So this trying to, I lead with love. That's the first thing.
Good. I'm
I,
going to, when we
What do you
finish,
talk? Oh, excuse me.
I'm going to put both of your links in the description.
thank you.
So we'll have it there too. Tina,
What's your
not Tina.
channel about?
The channels, the core of it is always around mental well-being and mindset. But
Oh,
I
okay.
branched that out. But we always come back to that home. It's important to then reflect on how so many things in our day-to-day affect our mental well-being, and how important it is to have the right mindset in
Okay.
order to navigate ourselves through this world. So lots of different topics, challenging topics, guests on my show to talk about their experience. But, it's always leading to a positive place that no matter how bad things get, traumatic, how hard, there is a way out
That's
and
right.
there's hope.
That's
So, but
right.
that's what my channel is. It's a platform for people to speak their truth,
Oh,
and the core is always mental well-being and mindset. But yeah, it's just everyday people, real conversations, and just giving people hope. And if just like Kim said, if you can help one person, for me, then that's me, and I'm happy, and
right.
that's fulfilling to me. So I started this channel just to help.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going over there and subscribe.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Lisa.
Good. Lisa, tell everybody where they can find you. And again, I'm going to put the links in the description when we're done.
Oh, Lisa's Real Spill.
Mm.
And give a little bit of what you do. Talk about what you do.
Okay, I talk about me, and when I say that, I mean I talk about me because I've been through a lot. So
Yeah.
I say a lot about myself because I want people who watch me become comfortable with being able to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I always want to open up that door for people to be able to come and relax and be themselves and open up. You know what I'm saying? Not that everybody do, but that's my target. That's why I share a lot about myself, and I talk about self-development issues like self-love, loving yourself. And I always explain to people it's impossible for you to love somebody else when you don't even love you.
Real talk.
You know?
Right.
And so those are the things that I touch on a lot though. Dealing with the inner self, you know, because a lot of us have a lot of issues. You know, some people have issues from their childhood,
Yeah.
their adulthood. I talk about the generational curses.
Oh,
You know, different things
so
like
real.
that.
So real, Lisa. Yeah, I get that. And I guess it's really empowering for you, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, you got this space where you can use your, you know, the trauma you went through to help others and let them know that, you know, if you can, they can.
That's right.
You know, and that's powerful, and I love that. So I've just subscribed to your channel, by the way.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate y'all doing that. And that's so sweet.
It's all love. Listen, it's all love, man. Listen,
It is. You got to help people.
That's what
Let me ask you both, and I'm start with Mike. Because you're there first. Mike, are you on Facebook?
No.
Lisa, I know you are on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and tell them where they can find you on Facebook. I'm supposed to be streaming on Facebook, but I don't see it. So,
Lisa's Real Spill. I'm on Facebook with Lisa's Real Spill. I'm on Instagram, Lisa's Real Spill, and I'm on TikTok, Lisa's Real Spill.
what way, if somebody wanted to come to you for a mentorship, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
They can DM me
On Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And again, that's Lisa's Real Spill on Instagram too.
I respond quicker to the DM than the email. They can email you at Lisa's Real Spill at gmail.com, but I would prefer to DM me.
That's the way I am. If you want to get in touch with me, DM me on IG because I just can't keep up with all the other ones and all that. I'm terrible about checking my email.
Yeah,
Unless somebody calls and says, look, I'm sending you an email. I'm like, I'm terrible.
Right.
Sorry,
you got to use what works for you, ain't it? You
yeah.
know, whatever works for you best. Lisa, you doing any major dance steps in TikTok? Or what's going on there?
I'm basically talk about stuff. I talk about pretty much the same thing on all my platforms. It's just some things come out a little different on TikTok than they used to. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But
explain it to me for a minute, because I'm not on TikTok and I have thought about it, but I don't want to be on there doing. I don't want to be on there doing my intro dance. Okay.
Right.
Why not?
No, it's I don't really know how to edit the videos and stuff like that. I'm not that computer savvy where I can do that, you know. But I do use it because I might something might cross my mind, you know, or come to my heart, and I put those thoughts out there. Those thoughts that come to me that I know can help others. I just when I get it, I just throw it right out there.
I like that.
That's what I use for TikTok for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call them magic moments.
There you go. Um, I'm still debating on whether or not to try that. I have got the 2 channels on here, and I'm getting ready to do a series on my cooking channel for
Yeah,
holiday side dishes
that'd be cool.
that,
Right.
that are allergy friendly.
I like that.
So that's very important, and that's I'm passionate about that. Um, like I said, we're gonna do this as a series. Um, discovering your own love language. We'll have a quiz to help you with that.
Right.
Um, we'll do that next week. Also, keep in mind, love is a choice. Hate
Mm,
is a choice. Um, so it's up to you to make up your mind which one you want to show.
yeah.
That's right.
And I was gonna say something else.
Can I stick something in there right quick?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Also, we have to be very careful of who we allow to influence us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think uh that's something that I notice is really uh damaging a lot of people.
Mm,
It's the fact of the influence that they allow certain people on these social medias to have over you.
yeah.
Because I've seen some people go as far as it's like they lose their ability to think for
Yeah.
themselves
No, I hear that.
when it comes to certain influencers, you know? And that's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous thing
Very dangerous.
because you can end up somewhere where you don't want to be. And not only that, if a person can manipulate you to the point of making you do certain things, right? And you don't even think for yourself anymore. You are allowing an influencer, somebody you've never met, you don't really know who they are, but you've given them that kind of control over you. That's
Yeah.
a dangerous situation, and you can look up and be in a dark situation and
Yep.
wonder, how did I get here?
Yeah.
You can. That's truth. Truth.
Amen, sister. Amen.
We talked a lot about that yesterday
Yeah.
about be beautiful and be truthful. Be true to who you are and
Yeah.
not what somebody says you are.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. What a major society of sheep following the herd.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And these shepherds are just not real shepherds, they're fake.
That's right.
Right.
So
And we
that
got a lot of it going on.
it's everywhere, and you got to
Mhm.
be careful because these fake shepherds would lead you off a cliff.
That's right.
Of them. So follow your own path.
Hmm.
I always say, know thyself. Get to know thyself. Work on
That's right.
yourself.
Right. I totally agree
You
with
know,
that.
following people, they don't know you or appreciate you or value you. You know,
Hmm.
you're just a number to them. You're just a click, a subscriber,
That's right.
a paycheck, whatever it is that they're gaining from you. They don't care about you. They just care about themselves.
That's
Right.
So
And what they can get from you.
there you go, and it's all manipulation,
hmm
mind control. You
Yeah.
know, I
And
was
you
talking.
know what?
Yeah,
You
go on.
know what else? You said mind control. Oh, I it's sad because a lot of people don't know their self. Is the
Yeah,
reason why they end up in these situations. It's sad.
Absolutely.
A lot of them who end up in these situations, they don't know themselves.
And that's key. Mike and I talked for a while before we started this, and we were talking about how you have to know yourself before you and love yourself before you can really know somebody else and love somebody else. You have to have it, or you can't give it away.
Right.
Um, Dr. Chapman in his book talks about the love tank, and he compares it to a tank on an automobile. if your love tank is empty and it's never getting filled, you're not able to give that love back. You have to know yourself and know what your love language is, and see, especially if you're dating or something like that, in a non-totally committed relationship, a non-marriage relationship, where you
Right.
can't just walk away. Um, you have to know what you want from that person, um, and
Yeah.
if that person doesn't give you what you want, then you're never gonna have your love tank full. You're
Right.
never gonna be able to give any love because you have none to give.
Right. And
100%.
you know what? I'm glad you said that, Kim, because um the problem too with people is they don't know what they want. They
True.
Right.
they may say something, they may say some things, but they really don't know what they want because they don't know themselves.
Exactly. And
And
that's what we were
that's
saying.
self-love.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah, I'm
It's
with you.
that's where the big problem come in at, is that a lot of them don't know what they want because they don't know who they are and what
right.
they all
Yeah,
about.
real talk.
Lisa, I'm going to use you as an example. I always talk about me, and Mike has talked about himself. Nobody has talked about you. You haven't been here. So,
Okay.
welcome to the club.
Okay.
Welcome.
Lisa, I know you went through hell. I'm just going to say it. Pure hell through your
Right.
life. I mean, to the point that you didn't even care if you saw tomorrow.
Right.
And for you to have overcome that situation, learned who you are, learned that you are valuable and you are worthy of love and you are worthy of respect, that you are worthy as a person.
Right.
And you learned that, you had to learn that about you before you could mentor someone else.
That's
Yeah,
And
right.
my hat's off to you.
yeah,
And
me too.
I mean, I do appreciate you. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank
And I know the people that you have helped do it too. But you couldn't be out here mentoring other people if you had not overcome and gotten to know and gotten to love yourself.
That's right. That's
If you
right.
didn't love you, you couldn't love anybody else. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That is so true. I was no help to others until I had to find out myself. I had to learn how to love myself. I had to rebuild myself all over again
Yeah.
because the things that happened in my life had tore me down. So I had to rebuild myself. And
Mm,
I wasn't good to nobody until I got me together.
yeah,
Now today, I love me. I know what I want
Good.
in my life. I know where I'm trying to go and what I want to do. You know, I have a lot more control over me.
And like you said yesterday, if someone comes around or you happen upon somebody that you don't like their energy, or
mm,
you don't like where they are headed, you disassociate from them.
That's right.
And you
I,
have to do that. You have to be strong enough to say, I'm better than this.
that's right. I disconnect real quick, you know,
Yeah. And
because
that's all in knowing yourself.
that's right. Because people, let me tell you something. Some people don't care. They don't care nothing
mm.
about you and where you've been at and what you've been through.
True.
People just don't care. So that's where that self-love kick in at.
Mm,
You enough to say, oh no, I'm not being around this. This is not for me. I'm
yeah.
gone. You know, you gotta get to that point in your life where you set boundaries.
Oh, 100%.
And don't let people cross them. Don't let people
That's right.
move your boundaries.
That's right.
This is it. It's drawn in blood. I'm not letting you cross it.
Right.
You know, the blood of Jesus wrapped around this.
That is so
But
true.
Yeah. That is key to everything. And like I said, pay attention to your love languages and what you need and make sure you're getting that um out of a relationship. Kiss that daughter for me, Lisa.
I sure will.
Um
Mm.
you have to know what you want before you know what somebody else wants. And pay attention to what they respond to as well. And next week we'll have a quiz. Well, I think we'll go ahead and do that because the quiz really helps discover your own love language.
Oh, that's good. I
And
like.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I like that.
Okay,
And
I'm going to send it to you and make sure we've got, because there's so many, but there's one I liked and I'm going to send it to you
cool.
this week.
I'm all for that. You know me, and I'm all about learning and developing and growing as a person. So wherever and meeting new people, Lisa. So it's nice to meet inspirational people like yourself.
It's nice to meet you too. I feel
Mm.
you have a good spirit going on.
Oh, thank you very much. As I said, I try and be authentic and real because that's who I am. So I'm trying
Right.
not to be nobody else. So
And guess what? It's hard to find people like that.
It
yeah,
is.
yeah,
People
and
wear so many masks, you know?
yeah.
I think that's why Mike and I are such
Mm.
good. But Mike's not just my YouTube ship or YouTube friendship. Mike is my friend.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot offline, and I have the most respect for him. And I think we have the same energy and we believe a lot of same. And this University of Life that he and I are going through together right now,
Right.
we can
Uh,
understand each other.
yeah, tell me about it.
And I never have to worry about Mike not being there and vice versa. I'm always here for him. But there are boundaries that people don't cross, but I don't think Mike and I have found those yet with each other because we can talk about anything.
Yeah,
But
there's a respect there, isn't there? And you know,
absolutely,
that
there
people. I don't know nowadays. It's like that people forgot like the basics of just respecting people as
I
human
know
beings and
it's sad.
their privacy, their boundaries, their space.
Right.
And it's a dog eat dog world out there, isn't it? It's like survival of the fittest, which is a shame because
Yep.
it's just, what people could gain and what they can get from you rather than forming these great connections you can have with people that are real,
Right.
and we can all flourish. There's enough food at that table for everyone.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And I normally don't tell someone go on about your business. Don't contact me anymore until they have pushed those boundaries.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna say, look, what you're doing right here, I got a problem with. So if you see them trying to correct it, maybe stay, just a little bit. And then if they don't care about it and they just disregard that and I'm going about your business. I don't need you.
Right.
I don't need you up here in my life. That Medea said, I'm too old. I could be happy with a goldfish and a puppy. I whenever my home is my safe place, and
oh,
you
100%.
ain't coming up in my home
No way,
wreaking havoc.
no way.
That's right.
Mm-mm. And
No way.
that's the way you have to be in order to love yourself and preserve your own self.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely.
But y'all, I will be posting on my community wall when we will do the next one.
Cool.
Mike, do you have any closing words?
Just that, we look at putting all these names to things, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality of time, but at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, none of this none of this matters, because the
Mhm.
first the place you have to start with, the foundations, is self-love.
Right.
Before
Right.
Exactly.
you before you can love anyone else, you need to love yourself first.
That's
Mhm.
right.
You know, who do you know what partner you want to be with if you don't love yourself first?
Mm.
Right. Right. I think we touched on that quite a bit. And that is
It's so
so
important
true. That is
before
so
you can go to next. I think we like jump stages in life, don't we?
yeah,
Mhm.
Instead of like focusing on the most important, we then skip to the next.
right.
So before you know it, you're in a marriage and 2.5 kids, and you really don't even know the person you are or who your partner is.
That's right.
So you know, let's try and have some balance and reflect on things we do and decisions we take and reasons why behind it, rather than just going with the flow, because you could end up hitting a rock if you're just going with the flow on it with some waves or something, and it takes you wherever. It'd
That's
be
right.
nice to be on a boat and be the captain and actually taking it to some destination that you actually want to go. So yeah, it's important to try and, you know, have some controls over things in your life, and you can't do that until you know yourself.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So start there. That's all I would say, because that's the biggest learning curve for me. Is the more I got to learn to know myself, is the happier I became in life.
Yep.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And once again, Mike, can you tell everybody where to find you? Just to let y'all know, Just Being Me did put your links in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'll see that.
Um, but I'm still going to put them in the description. So
Cool, that's
go
fine.
ahead again, Mike, and tell everywhere you can be found.
At the moment, it's just IG and on YouTube. So IG's at One Mike's Keeping It 100, and on YouTube it's the King's Forum podcast show. So please, people, like and subscribe, and especially for Kim as well, who's the host of this, and check out our channels and Lisa's.
Yes, do all the YouTube stuff on all
Yeah.
of them. I promise you will get something from their channels, and I pray you get something for mine. Lisa, do you have any closing words? And also, um, give all the places where people can find you. And again, what do you do?
Um, Nothing. I mean, be kind.
Okay,
Look,
I gave you a whole lot at once. First of all, do you have any closing comments on what we've said here today?
not really. He really summed it up. It's so important to know you and who you are, because when you don't know who you are, and I've been there, when you
Mm.
don't love you and you don't know who you are, and one day you wake up and you start to recognize that, that you don't know who you are,
I've been there. Yeah.
and you don't love you.
And you don't even want to get out of bed.
Oh.
And those days too,
Yeah.
you know? But it feels good when you start to love you and
It does.
find out who you really are. It feels good that if somebody asks you, well, what do you want? What do you want and what are you looking for? And you can actually say something,
There you go.
you know,
That's
without
true. And that's a
um
wonderful way to put
um
it.
Yeah, yeah. It
you
doesn't go
know.
silence.
So it does. It feels good when you get to that point. And let me say something else. It doesn't matter how old you are.
It's true.
That's
But
true.
some people feel like when they get a certain age, they feel like they feel a sense of embarrassment to say they don't know or they're not there yet or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter how old you are. What matters is that you growing
Ah, real talk.
and you evolving. That's
That's absolutely true.
It's nothing to
Real
be
talk.
embarrassed about. I always say no question is a dumb question,
True.
Right. I say that too.
you know? Because I think that is so important. I don't look at nothing as being dumb. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
So
There's
you
nothing wrong
out.
with ignorance, but there is something wrong with stupidity.
Yeah.
Ignorance is I don't know and I'm trying to find an answer. in stupidity is I don't know and I don't care that I don't
Yeah,
know.
definitely. I
Right,
totally agree.
right. So that's it. And I'm on Lisa's Real Spill. I'm at Lisa's Real Spill on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
And again, how can they best contact you if they want to be in your mentoring program?
Um, DM me. You can send me an email, but DM me because I usually respond quicker to the DMs.
All right. Y'all, I sure do appreciate you being here. And I thank you both so very much
Thank you.
because y'all are just awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, y'all hang around for a minute when I end the live and we'll talk for a second.
Okay.
But y'all, again, next week we'll be here. I will let you know the times because Mike and I are 6 hours difference and Lisa and I are an hour difference. So
Oh,
none
right.
of us are
Okay.
on the same time zone. But I will make a note of when it is. So I love you guys. I hope you gained something from this show. And all of us just love you and we appreciate you being here. Check out their channels. All right, guys. Talk to you later. See you
Peace
in the
and love.
next video. Yes, peace and love.